You are looking at the entrance to the beautiful Bow Valley Parkway here in Lake Louise, Banff National Park. And if you were saying that in Spanish, or not Spanish, I think that's French. La Promenade de la Vallée de la Bow. Okay, so you French people out there, excuse my pronunciation if I really hack that. But just over to my left, you can see the gateway that says welcome on it. And I became familiar with the Bow Valley Parkway at the Lake Louise Visitor Center. There's a young, lovely lady there named Vanessa. And she told me that I shouldn't take the regular route. I should take the scenic highway, or the scenic route rather, down to Banff, called the Bow Valley Parkway. And there's quite a few attractions there. I might even see one of those big things there, a grizzly bear. I don't know if I'll be that lucky. But there are some different attractions there, and I'm going to head over, before I actually take this route, I think it's about an hour, hour and a half, before I take the route, I'm going to head back over to the visitor center in Lake Louise and have Vanessa tell me a little bit more about what I can expect to see along the way.
Sure.
All right, so I'm here with Jody, and I just...
Yeah. Who did lots of wildlife work. Up in Alaska.
Yeah, Jody did lots of wildlife work up in Alaska. And Jody was standing here kind of laughing at me as I was doing my little introduction to the Bow Valley Parkway. And I told her who I was, and she said, "Tom, please make me a star."
Not at all, not at all.
You didn't say that?
Nothing to that. As a matter of fact, I looked at him like, who is this idiot standing on a rock talking to himself?
Come on, smile if you said that. Ah, see, she did say that. She wanted me to make her a star. But anyway, so this is a beautiful, you just came from this and you said you saw a grizzly bear, right?
Yes, because I'm one of those few that doesn't whiz through this little road.
Right.
So I saw a young wolf just on the side of the road. And
you know, some people have called me a wolf.
Yeah, you seem like one, kind of. Yeah.
So you're from Vancouver?
Yeah, for about the last 17 years.
Well, that's the next stop on my trip, Vancouver. I hear it's a nice city.
It's a beautiful city.
Any grizzly bears there?
Oh, maybe a few wolves there too.
I'm sure there's plenty of wolves. Have you? But we won't talk about that. You know, she hardly knows me, and she's calling me a wolf.
He hardly knows me, and my goodness.
All right. So anyway,
this guy's been around.
Hey,
yes.
How do you know I've been around?
However, I have to say I am utterly thrilled to be back in the mountains because I did a lot of work with marine mammals, actually.
You did?
Whales and orca, none of which are here. And how I digress to years and years of that, I don't know, when I'm back stomping around the mountains, which is wonderful.
I was talking about stomping around the mountains. I got to get going. So anyway, and thank you for the quick chat, okay? And I hope you have a wonderful day, and maybe we can have a coffee in Vancouver next week, huh? And you can show me around.
Is this on film? My
Oh,
gosh.
It's on film. You're on film. You're going to be a star. All right, so there we go. Let's go on the parkway. Okay, I've got one more question. What music should I listen to as I drive down this beautiful parkway? Should I put on some Vivaldi, or maybe some Mozart, or would Van Morrison be more appropriate? Maybe some Van.
You're talking to the wrong person. Why am I on this camera?
Because I'm making you a star.
No, you're
What should I
talking to the person.
What should I listen to?
Here I listened to nothing.
Just listen to the breeze?
Birds.
Through the breeze
Going
and
across the prairies, I listen to Greek music.
Greek
so
music.
I'm a little weird to talk with.
All right.
Here
well, I don't have any Greek music, so I'll put on some. I'll put on some Van, and then I'll turn it off and listen to the bugs splatter against the windshield as I travel when I want to get in touch with nature. All right, bye. You gotta love having fun. All right, I found my way back to the Lake Louise Visitor Center, and here is the lovely young lady I was telling you about with the wonderful smile, Vanessa. Vanessa yesterday told me about this great drive from Lake Louise down to Banff. Does that drive have a name?
Yes, the Bow Valley Parkway.
The Bow Valley Parkway. Okay. So how long does the Bow Valley Parkway take?
It will take you around to experience all of it between an hour to 2 hours.
Okay. And is there some good stuff to see along the way?
Yes, there are some stops that you can see. So after passing the highway, you will get into the Bow Valley Parkway.
Okay.
The first attraction you will see is the Moran's Curve, where all those famous attractions of Banff National Park are located.
It's called Moran's Curve?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go to Moran's Curve.
Keep going all the way down, and then you will get into Castle Mountain, which is one of the most significant mountains of the whole national park.
It's called Castle Mountain?
Castle Mountain.
Okay.
And this whole area will be a lookout to take pictures in there.
Okay, fantastic.
Now, if you want to take a picture with a river, you park here, and then you take a great picture in this area.
Okay.
Keep going all the way down, you will find the Johnston Canyon, which are the famous waterfalls of the national park.
Johnston Canyon, okay.
And then the upper fall will take you an hour to get there, lower falls half an hour. Keep going all the way down, Highway 1A, the Bow Valley Parkway will connect to the Trans-Canada Highway 1, and you will get eventually to Banff.
Into Banff. And you were telling me they've got hot springs in Banff, right?
Yes.
I'm going to go to the hot springs after this long drive. I'm going to need to soak my bones.
Yeah, if you want to relax, they're open till 11 p.m. and it's a great spot. If it's rainy, if you want to relax, see the sunset, or experience some thermal waters, that's a great spot.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, okay? Have a great day.
You too.
All right, the speed limit here is 60 kilometers an hour, and I'm going to stay the speed limit, if not even just a little bit slower. And the choice of music I opted for actually was Enya. I was going through what choices I had, and I saw Enya there, and I couldn't think of a more relaxing, serene type of music to listen to as I go down the Bow Valley Parkway from Lake Louise down to Banff here in Banff National Park. And you can see a beautiful blue sky up ahead, so it's going to be a wonderful trip. I hope to see some wildlife. That sure would be a nice bonus to see a grizzly bear or a wolf or something like that. So I'm going to go slow and bring you along, and hopefully we'll see something along the way. This is what I'm sure is going to be the first of many stops along the Bow Valley Parkway. Look at how beautiful this is, with the big puffy white clouds off in the distance, and the river going down, and you got wildflowers, so absolutely beautiful. I couldn't have made a better decision than to come down here rather than taking the typical route down to Banff from Lake Louise. Alright, so I have my first grizzly bear sighting. Will you look at that? Not only a grizzly, but a grizzly with a couple cubs. And alright, so it isn't a real grizzly bear. It's a carving outside of a stop here along the route. And this is the Baker Creek Mountain Resort. It's a mountain resort, and they have a restaurant here. And it looks like they have accommodations as well. Just really, really beautiful accommodations. Look at this. I actually dream of having a home very similar to this. Look at how beautiful that log cabin is. Just gorgeous. Really a magical place for sure. I'll just take a quick look and continue on with my trip down the Bow Valley Parkway. So they have some just beautiful accommodations here. Just really, really gorgeous cabins. Look at that. Alright, let's get on with the trip. Alright, I actually opted for a little bit of Van Morrison as I continue along the Bow Valley Parkway, and it is beautiful. Look at those mountains right there. I believe that might actually be one of the tourist destinations or along the right way. Castle Mountain, I think, is the name of it. But look at how beautiful this is. Really fortunate to have some beautiful blue sky with big puffy white clouds. That makes for the best when you're filming. Alright, just up ahead is this beautiful view here of the valley, and look at all of those gorgeous trees. And the smell is just fantastic. Clean air. Alright, look at the beautiful winding road You know, as I drive along here, I can't help but to think about my decision to move to Florida. Because at heart, you know, this is where I feel most at home. You know, and in some place where I can just get in my car and take a drive like this, put on some great music, and just take a nice scenic drive. Not that Florida doesn't have scenic drives, but they don't have scenic drives like this. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Just gorgeous. Wildflowers everywhere you look. Alright, I made it to Castle Lookout here, and in Spanish that would be Belvedere Castle. And a sign that I haven't seen yet on my travel here in Jasper and Banff National Park is a warning for wolves. So I have probably should read this. A wolf warning. Bow Valley of the Banff National Park, including campgrounds and day use areas. Wolves have shown bold behavior and accessed human food in a campsite. Never approach, entice, or feed wildlife. Ensure all food, garbage, and pet food are stored inside a building or a vehicle. So the Castle Lookout, it's actually 3.7 kilometers up, so we will take the hike up and get a good look for the of the Castle Mountain Range. Alright, so I'm sorry to disappoint, but that is the lookout you're going to get of Castle Mountain. And I say that because I just talked to somebody and they said it's a good 2-3 hour excursion off of the parkway, and it's a pretty steep climb. So time doesn't permit me to do that, but I thought nonetheless I would give you a nice view of the Castle Mountain right there. You're looking at an absolutely beautiful stop here on the Bow Parkway, but you know, the stop itself has anything but a beautiful history to it. This is the internment camp, and the sign that I'm reading, it says during the first, in August 1914, Canada entered the First World War against Germany, Austria and Hungary, Turkey and Bulgaria. At that time there were over 500,000 people originating from those countries living in Canada. The enemy aliens were invited to Canada to work as laborers to construct roads and railways, including the road that I'm on at the moment. So it goes on to say that the Depression of 1913 put large numbers of these men out of work. Many gravitated to the cities in search of jobs or relief. In response to public fears of enemy subversion and civil unrest, the government made provisions under the War Measures Act for the establishment of a national system of civil registration centers in Canada cities whereby enemy aliens were required to register and report monthly. So this is it's actually an internment camp, and I wasn't familiar that Canada actually had that. You see a picture up there. On the night of July 14th, 1915, 60 prisoners were marshaled off a Canadian Pacific train just west of here and escorted to a barbed wire compound at the end of the unfinished Banff Lagan, now Lake Louise Road. So began the first internment camp operation in Canada's national parks. And there's a letter here that it was a censored letter. The conditions here are very poor, so that we cannot go on much longer. We are not getting enough to eat. We are hungry as dogs. That was in 1915. Castle Mountain Internment Camp. I wasn't familiar with this part of Canada's history. And this here says, well, this is a Ukrainian internee at Castle Mountain that you're looking at right there. So we can walk in a little bit. I'm not sure how far in the camp, if there is a camp still, it will be, but we'll go in and take a peek. Alright, so as I walk along the path, I'm the only one here right now. There's actually not a lot of traffic on the Bow Parkway. Interestingly enough, because this is the peak of tourist season, and as I walk along, there's ribbons tied along trees here, and I'm thinking that might be some type of a, well, I don't know what it is, survey or memorial even, but this would probably be the site right in here, perhaps, of the internment camp. But I'm not going to stick around too long because somebody told me earlier that they had seen a bear cub, and where there's a bear cub, there's a bear mother, and I don't want to accidentally find myself in between the two, especially without bear spray. So let's find our way back to the car and to the Bow Valley Parkway, shall we? Sure is beautiful here. So on my way out, I thought I would share this. This is a memorial to those that were interned here, and I'm not sure what the colors are representative of, the red, yellow, and the purple, but each of them has a plastic cross hanging from it. Alright, back on the road, and in doing so I found myself thinking, aside, from the fact that this is just spectacular, that I'm really glad that the majority of tourists here in peak tourist season have opted to take the main highway down between Lake Louise and Banff, and just give me a leisurely drive amongst beautiful wildflowers and beautiful pine trees as I pull into yet another tourist stop here. As I do so, look at this van that you see all around. People actually rent these vans here, and they paint different things on them. Here you see smelly hippies. So somebody rented this van, and they're driving all around Canada with that thing called Smelly Hippies on it. Alright, the name of this stop is Storm Mountain, and as you can see, it's a popular spot to stop and have a bite to eat. And there's a lookout over here of Storm Mountain, and on my way I show you the collection of beautiful wildflowers that are here, just kind of dancing in the wind. So it is really a beautiful day. Today is July 20th, if I'm not mistaken, and the temperature right now is probably in the mid-70s with a wonderful breeze coming through. So they have something right here which is about the secret lives, and there's looks like a lynx right here, and then they have an American marten and a spruce goose and a lynx and what have you. So here is Storm Mountain. Will you look at that? And it says, mountains create their own weather. As winds swirl around and rise above these massive barriers, clouds build up and bring the rain and snowstorms for which Storm Mountain was named. You can see the river going below. Alright, on with the tour of the Bow Parkway. Alright, the next stop down the Bow Parkway here is Castle Cliffs, another opportunity to see these majestic mountains here. And I'm reading on the placard, it says that Castle Mountain appeared on the earliest maps made by James Hector in 1858. Not only did Hector name this mountain, he also took a 12-hour trek all around and halfway up it. And the first ascent was in 1883. Arthur P. Coleman, professor of geology at University of Toronto, camped in the beautiful Horseshoe Valley behind the castle. So look at how spectacular that is. And this has been an inspiration for artists. Banff artists Peter and Catherine White made regular forays out along the West Road to Lake Louise to capture the many moods of the mountains. So just really beautiful. Look at all of those beautiful trees. Alright, I've come across the next stop, which actually says Castle Mountain. So we will come in and take a look at this. The last stop I think was Castle Cliffs. So let's go and check out Castle Mountain. Actually looks like a tourist stop with various accommodations, etc. This is Castle Mountain Chalets right here. Good stop to get in and freshen up. Look at that. Alright, so if you're lucky enough to find yourself being accommodated here, this is where you would sit and have a evening barbecue, roasting marshmallows and hot dogs and whatever else you might put over the fire. And this looks like there's a cottage right there. And there's a beautiful log cabin again. All right, back on the road, or parkway, I should say. All right, those of you that follow me know that I would be remiss if I didn't show this to you. Look at this. You could actually come and soak in a beautiful jacuzzi after a day of hiking around the various hills and mountains ranges here. Alright, back on the road with the little sandwich in my belly and having changed into shorts and sandals because the temperature is pretty warm compared to where I was this morning. So it is probably about 25-30 kilometers from the town of Banff. I don't know what the total distance is on the parkway from Lake Louise to Banff, but I've got about another 25-30 kilometers to go before reaching the town of Banff itself. Alright, and here are the lower falls, and it looks like there's actually a line to go through a tunnel and perhaps on a catwalk or something. We'll go check it out. Give you another view right here. Look at this. Trying to dodge some of the tourists. There you go. There's Lower Falls right there. Look at that. Well, there you have it. The Upper Falls here at Johnston Canyon along the Bow Parkway on the way into Banff from Lake Louise. Really a beautiful sight for sure. And it is a wonderful day to be seeing this. The weather is just ideal. And there's a placard here, and the placard reads that along the trail you've seen evidence of water removing rock from canyon walls, but on the smooth, slippery-looking rock wall across the creek, rock is being created right in front of your eyes. It says a spring water saturated with dissolved limestone seeps out of the rock layers above and keeps the cliff face wet. It's an ideal habitat for travertine algae, a primitive plant that gets its carbon dioxide from water rather than air as most plants do. Look at that. And then it goes on to say, when the travertine algae remove carbon dioxide from the saturated water, limestone crystals form. These deposits accumulate on the rock and algae, and the travertine break, magically building new limestone out of the old. So there you have it, folks. I'm going to forego the trip up to the Upper Falls, or to the top of the Upper Falls, I should say, and continue on down the Bow Parkway. Hope you enjoyed this trip up to the Johnston Canyon and the Lower and Upper Falls. Alright, so it's back on the road, and that was a great stop. I'm glad that I decided to take the effort and go up. You know, when you travel, you often need excuses, or opportunity rather, for for exercise, and stops like that gave me just that, a great opportunity to get in some exercise. So looking at the map, I am about halfway to Banff. I'm not sure if there's any more stops along the way, but we'll find out. It sure is a beautiful beautiful drive, that's for sure. Alright, yet another beautiful view of the mountain ranges as I'm driving along in toward Banff. I'm probably about 15 kilometers from Banff at the moment, I would think. Sure is a beautiful area. Well, it seems every time you turn a corner, there's just another beautiful view here. I'd have to go back on this video and count how many times I've used the word beautiful. Maybe, or I should say overused the word beautiful, huh? Gorgeous, breathtaking. Wow. There's one I haven't used. Wow. Look at that. Alright, so there you have it. Thank you. Merci. There you have the Bow Parkway here in Banff National Park. So I hope you enjoyed the trip, and Vanessa back at the Lake Louise Visitor Center, I hope I did you proud, okay? Alright, take good care.